Because if you pause, lean in, it creates drama, it creates tension.
Welcome to the Groove Junction. We are back with another episode. My name is DJ Matty F, and I'm alongside my partner in crime, the man with no hair, the man who is just, you know, super smooth. Please give it up for DJ John Colley, everybody.
Hello, evening. How you doing?
Yeah, no applause button this week.
Why?
Well, it was his birthday last week, so it was birthday one. So as it stands, you know, I don't want to keep wasting the applause button.
Oh, thanks, mate. Makes me feels great.
Well, no, yeah. Listen, I can't. I've got to keep you on. I've got to keep you up and down, up and down.
Okay. If I had a button, I'd push it every week. To be fair, but I'm not allowed to touch the buttons.
It would be. You'd be just like pressing the confetti buttons. It would just be. It'd be sound bites constantly. Just
it'd be like
thrown into this.
I'd be like a kid in a sweet shop, mate.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for another episode of the Groove Junction. We are over a year now of age. In podcast world, and we are now supported by Wolf Mix.
Love that.
Yeah, so Wolf Mix have kindly offered to support the podcast. They love what we're doing. We are here. You are an ambassador for Wolf Mix, John. So, I mean, ultimately, we're not going to be here talking about Wolf Mix every week.
No.
Ultimately, we are, you know, we're both Wolf Mix users.
Yeah, 100%.
Product placement in the
product placement. I love that. Yeah.
But yes, thank you to all the guys at Wolf Mix for getting on board and supporting the Groove Junction. It is much appreciated. And obviously, you know, we gave away a Wolf Mix on the year show last week to DJ John Lowe, who is up in the northwest of England. So he was the winner of the Wolf Mix. So I'm super proud that, you know, we're continuing to develop the podcast. People are getting on board with it. And thank you, Wolf Mix, for supporting the Groove Junction.
Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, the training wheels are off, Matty. The training wheels are off. We are full speed ahead.
We are, we're now cantering along at a nice, steady pace. But yes, so we are, you know, we're into our 53rd episode. Year's done. Tick that over. Let's aim for the next year, because I've had the subscription through from the editing software platform that we use. That just hit me with a bill today for the year. So thank you very much for that.
You're still smiling.
That's the drink that's on keeping me smiling. But yes, we're cracking on as normal. But as always, like we do on the Groove Junction, let's head into the rundown, sponsored by Pro Mobile Magazine.
The Groove Junction Rundown is sponsored by Pro Mobile Magazine, the magazine that's got it all. It's a game changer. They don't just do surface-level reviews, they dive deep with real practical insights. And the interviews? They feature some heavy hitters sharing seriously valuable advice. But it's not just about DJ gear. They cover everything. Marketing techniques, and even the latest tech trends like AI, which is super relevant right now. Honestly, if you're serious about your DJ career, you need to check them out. And here's the best part. We've got an exclusive deal just for the Groove Junction listeners. You can subscribe right now by searching Pro Mobile Magazine and hitting the subscribe button. Just use our special code GroovePMSUB for a 25% discount on your first year's subscription, which is 6 magazines delivered to your door. That's Pro Mobile Magazine. Don't miss out.
Thank you, Pro Mobile Magazine. So, John, what have you been doing?
Busy week. Very busy week. Crazy busy. So, 2 weddings and a silent disco this week.
Ooh.
So wedding it was a crazy one. So Thursday night wedding. Had all the gear out. Massive place called a barn over in Epping. It's like a converted barn. Lovely place. My stage was an old tractor trailer.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Nice.
And honest. Now you know the other week you did that corporate do. You did, and you said that the floor was like proper bouncy in the marquee and all that. Well, this trailer was like a trampoline, mate. Honestly, it was bouncy all over the place. But I got all my lights out. It looked really, really good. And I was allowed to use a haze machine as well, which looked the nuts. So that was really good. Really good. Finished at midnight. But it was so hot There was a lot of people just sitting outside, but it was okay because it was like pretty much full glass, so everyone could see and hear. That was Thursday. Friday, over to you. Then down to or across to Bristol for a silent disco in Bristol Cathedral. That was good. Enjoyed that. That was a double session with Brad. That was nice. And you bought me dinner. Thank you very much.
Listen,
very nice. Very
the
nice.
gift that keeps
He
on
looks
giving.
after us. He does. 100%, mate. I tell you. You know, and you don't have to buy for my friendship, mate. You didn't have to buy me dinner, but I'm grateful for it. It's very nice. And then on Saturday, I had another wedding up in Harwich, which was nice. They had a pizza van turn up, but I didn't get any. Didn't even offer me any. But it was good. What about yourself? What are you up to?
Yeah, so I obviously 2 silent discos. Like I mentioned last week, we've not done them for a while. We sort of took a bit of a break over July and got back into the full swing of it. So we did Bristol on Friday at the Cathedral, and then we did Nottingham Castle outside the ruins on Saturday. Which it was all good. I think there was 1100 at Nottingham, and I can't remember what we had. I think was it 500, 550 at each session at Bristol, I think. So yeah, all in all,
Yeah,
it was nice. It was nice to get back out. It was nice to see the production team. Obviously Brad, and we had Nicolette in Nottingham, and you were obviously in Bristol. But yeah, no, it was good. It was all good. So yeah, back on it. Very busy month this month for silent discos. We got loads coming up. So as well as obviously the UK tour, the Australian and New Zealand legs well underway now. So yeah, managing all that. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good, my friend. All good. So yeah,
good stuff, mate. Good. Love that. Well done.
That's the rundown. So thank you, Pro Mobile, for sponsoring the rundown. And John, I will see you.
Yeah. After the break.
So please welcome to this week's The Groove Junction, all the way from the United States of America, Mr. DJ Chris Washburn, everybody.
Hey.
Oh, wow. You got sound effects. I was going to say triple air horn. Us DJs know all about that.
You wouldn't realise the amount of times I mess up that sound effect and don't actually put it in, and then go, where's the sound effect? Where's it? But I did it on time. But let's not make
man.
about it.
You're fired if you can't handle that. That's easy. Boom.
I'm on it. How you doing, Chris?
I am doing fantastic. It's an honor to be here with you guys, and thanks for the time difference. Those of you that know that America and England, they're not in the same time zone, but we made it work. It's a pleasure to be here. Just chatting with other passionate DJs, other people that love what we do, that love interacting with each other, love connecting, is a big priority, a big passion for me. So I appreciate it. I'm honored. So thank you, and love what you guys are doing with this Groove Junction. And yeah, keep it up. So thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. And one of the reasons why we reached out to you, and we will get into it as we have our conversation, but one of the main reasons is that you're coming over to the UK in February, and you are the headline guest speaker for the Pro Mobile conference up in Solihull, which is in the Midlands of the UK, in March 2026. And so it was the ideal opportunity to get you on the Groove Junction and sort of talk a little bit about what your plans are going to be when you come to the conference, what you got lined up, and give us some hints and tips of what potentially you're going to, you don't want to give everything away because, we want people to buy those tickets and come and see you in person and get the real life experience. But before we get into the Pro Mobile conference, let's find out a little bit more about Mr. Washburn. And firstly, and I ask this question to all our guests that come on, how did you get into DJing, and why did you choose DJing as your outlet?
Sure. Yeah. Great question. And I should say too, I've never been to the UK, never been to England before, but super excited, honored again. But I think I already have a plan of what I'm going to do there. It's everything that I've seen in every single James Bond movie and Austin Powers movie. So that in my mind is England right there. Maybe throwing some Spice Girls from the late mid '90s as well. That's what I'm envisioning. So yeah, I'm ready to find MI6 or MI whatever this called, James Bond. So thank you to that. I love that. So how did I get into DJing? Wow, how did I get into DJing? Oh, so it all starts with I grew up. My mom was a music teacher, so grew up in the world of music. Played piano. She made me play piano. I played trumpet, sang in the chorus, did all that. So music was always a big part of my household, of my life growing up, and something that I became very attached to, as I think all DJs are very passionate about. In middle school, high school, I was the person that was making our warm-up tapes for sports, for basketball, at parties and get-togethers. I was always be the one that like I want to control the music because I think I was very extroverted and always into being like the party person and putting smiles on people's faces and impacting them on a way and connecting with them and being that fun, positive type of person. So if you know anything about DJing, everything I just said fits that to a T.
Yeah.
After college, I started working at a college bar, quickly became head bartender, quickly became manager. We had DJs, we had a dance floor, so it was part of my job to then manage the DJs, manage the music, manage the atmosphere. So one thing kind of led to another where me managing DJs, then I was like, you know what? I like music. I made my basketball warm-up tapes. I have to tell these DJs what they need to play now or what they shouldn't play, what kind of atmosphere they need to make. So then they let me just start playing around on their controllers like after a night or something and be like, oh, what does this do? Oh, this is cool. And I had the idea of what we should do as the DJ for business for making it as profitable as possible. And then I just kind of learned how to do it. And it got to the point where then I learned how to operate a board, and it got to where I could then fill in if someone got sick, or New York State where I live, bad weather, winters are rough. Sometimes you can't get in because of the snow. So I was able to then fill in, and that led to, okay, now then I became good enough where I could do one night a week and wanted more. And after a few years into that, I knew that sustainability of staying in the college nightlife bar and club scene had its shelf life, especially if I wanted to have a family. I mean, it's great in your 20s, it's great when you're single, but it has a shelf life. You can't stay in that life forever. So I knew I had to start looking for things beyond that. And around 2011, 2012 is when I did my first mobile event. And friends of mine that had a very low budget wedding in like a fire hall, they knew that I DJ and like, hey, do you want to DJ this wedding? And I'm like, oh, DJ wedding? Well, I DJ the club. Sure, let me go do this. And that was my first taste of being outside the club, where then I was like, oh, this is cool. I feel like I could have, I enjoyed this, the personality part of it. I feel like there could be a future here. So let me look into this being a mobile DJ thing and starting my company. So that was about 13 years ago, 14 years ago. And that was the taste of it. And then over the next few years, I created my DJ company, Washburn Entertainment, and started slowly transitioning out of the managing the bar club scene into the mobile DJ world. And that's fast forward another decade, I am here where I am now. And that's how I got into DJing. And yes, around 2015, I transitioned to being full time with that. And things have gone pretty well. And so that's how I got into DJing.
Okay, so it started then. So just recapping on that. So it started with purely the venue side of things and going, actually, I can put my hand to this. I can get behind the decks and I can produce a bit of this and stand in. So at what point did it twig with you that the light bulb came on, that moment where you went, actually, I'm the man. I'm everyone's cleared away. I'm coming through now. This is me. So what was that trigger point? Can you remember that trigger point that you just went, do you know what?
I think there was probably a week in that bar scene I was DJing, and I had a different girl every single night of the week. No, I'm kidding. That's how you knew. That's how you know you made it, when you're like, oh, no, just kidding.
No,
or am I kidding? Maybe I'm kidding. Anyhow,
maybe.
so I started in the college nightclub scene, so like a club DJ where it's quick transitions, it's ratchet hip hop, it's high energy, not necessarily the wedding scene. So there, I guess the moment where I was like, oh wow, I'm actually kind of good at this, when people kept telling me like, oh, you're really good at this, you should do this more. And people coming to the bar, when they started saying that they enjoyed me and our business was bigger when I was DJing versus our regular DJs, that was kind of a telltale sign that's like, oh, maybe I am onto something here, and I do have it, because I was super passionate about it. I loved it. every night I had to DJ or I had to bartend or manage the bartenders. I was always like, damn it, I wish I was DJing right now. I want that feel. And so that's kind of was, I guess, the turning point. And then a couple more people where I just had like on the friends on the side, hey, come DJ my wedding, come do this. Before I really got into the business side of things. And I think that was when I realized, yeah, this is onto something. And coming from the club vibe where I did know how to transition. I was able to club mix, going that into the mobile world. And 10, 15 years ago, that was when it was still brand new. And people were like, oh yeah, first we don't want club DJs at our wedding. We don't want wedding DJs in the club. Today, they're so close. I don't know what it's like in England, but I know here in America, they are like almost the same thing. And my club sets and wedding sets are very, very similar. And I've got some stories about that. Just seeing like Lil Jon in Vegas, I just saw it at a nightclub a few weeks ago. He dropped "Don't Stop Believing," Guns N' Roses, and Journey, and Bon Jovi, like the regular versions, not like EDM remixes. Peak hour of a Vegas nightclub. So that's like wedding right there. And now a lot of weddings we're doing, or even corporate events, they want the quick mix. They want Glorilla into Sexy Red into Drake and mix like a club. So blending of the two. Got off on a little tangent there. We can come back to that because I think that's an important thing and something we're going to talk about for the Pro Mobile conference is that aspect of club and mobile DJing and the techniques. But so yeah, I think that's when I started getting more success and people started hiring me on the mobile side when I put out my first Craigslist ads or whatever, or had like a really bad flyer made, like, free quote, come get your free quote, mobile DJ, professional DJ, talk to me. And then people, it was mostly the feedback from people, like whether it was in the club, whether it was in a bar mitzvah or a birthday party, they're like, hey, that was really good. So I'm like, okay, they're not just lying to me, I'm getting booked.
So in relation to those bookings then and that transition from sort of the bar club world into the mobile side, because the mobile side, and we've got listeners from the US that listen to the Groove Junction, the industry is very different in the sense of what happens in the UK to the US. And Jack Christian was on the show, which I know is a friend of yours.
Yeah.
And when we spoke to Jack obviously does very high-end weddings in Texas, and he's saying like their sets are like 2.5 hours, whereas in the UK our sets are anything from like 6 to 5 hours dead. That's like, so we are working a lot more in the sense of the music that we're pushing out. Like I think 95% of the time you're going to be doing a wedding from 7 p.m. till midnight.
Yeah.
And that's unheard of in the States.
Yeah, a lot longer. Wait, are you saying that it's longer in the States?
No, it's longer. It's longer
in
the UK compared to the US.
Well, it depends how you break that down, because you just said 7 to 12. That's only 5 hours. Typical wedding, because there could be 8 to 10 hours, but that's including like setup and everything. But you're doing the ceremony, you're doing cocktail, and you're doing dinner, and then you go into the dance session. Are you saying in the UK you only do like the dance portion?
There is a few DJs in the UK, and I think this part of the market is only starting to progress in the UK, where DJs are hosting the event and doing a lot of that side of what you've just mentioned, i.e. the introductions, the wedding breakfast, the games in between meals, and then going into the dance element at the end of the night. Whereas the 5 hours in the UK, that's the evening session.
And it's just dance floor. Like they show up to dance 5 hours. Interesting. So I'm definitely going to do a lot more research on your market and your customs and what you do before I get there, because knowing these things is very important. So you're saying you just have the guests do all their ceremonial things, dinner, everything, and then you come into play 5 hour dance set.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That is I would say the norm, but there is a few DJs that will do a package where they'll be there for the whole day and do that. But I don't think the market in the UK is like the market you have described in the US.
Yeah, that's interesting.
People will book mobile DJs for weddings, and it will be all they want is the evening, and that's probably
why your pricing is a little bit lower too than what like Jack and I can charge, because we are being full event hosts, MCs, all the planning, talking about timeline. Honestly, when I just got off, I had multiple sessions today with couples, and I would say the percentage of where we're talking about music in the dance floor is like 20%, 30%. It's low. A lot of it is, oh, so we're going to do your intros and then we're going to do this. And how am I introducing your best man? And how am I going to do this? And how did you want to do your parent dance? When are we cutting it off? Right. All these things that are more of like a planner, essentially, where you're saying it's mostly just about the music. Like you're not talking about introducing toast at dinner and okay, interesting. So I wonder, but you said it's starting to be more of that. And I wonder now with like social media and people seeing cultures around the world and seeing trends on TikTok, what's happening in the US, people like, oh, I want to do that. I wonder if that'll continue to evolve.
I mean, I do it. I've got one of my packages is all day hosting, which means I'll get there in the morning, I'll set up, I'll host, I'll do the speeches, I'll do the dinner, the music, and then in the evening when when our venues turn the room round, then we go into the nighttime, this first dance, cake cut, all that, and then party, usually till 12 o'clock. So there are not many people are doing it as a package, but it is, as Matt said, it's starting to get a little bit more popular now because it is kind of like the bride and groom here in the UK will give it like, all we've got to do is talk to this guy, talk to John, and that's it. He will sort everything else out for us pretty much. You know, it's a one-stop shop.
It's definitely a cultural change that needs to happen with, and I know we've gone very much down the line of weddings, and I want to try and broaden that back out into all of our DJ community. But at this moment in time, we're obviously talking the wedding scene. The wedding scene in the UK is very much, they'll go to a venue, and then the venue will do everything for you, and then you are a side dish, as such, as a DJ doing the evening part. But I think there is a slight culture change in the UK where DJs are now offering full packages, but it's not a common thing. It's
so interesting.
And I don't think wedding venues or organizers want to promote DJs to be doing that.
So instead of being like a keynote or like a highlight or like the entertainment of the night, you're almost on the side and that's the end part. So let me ask you, in those 5 hours when you do your dance set, how much emceeing are the English DJs doing?
It depends on the DJ. It depends on the DJ, and I think there is a cultural thing in the UK where if you're talking all of the time on the microphone during that dance set, it doesn't particularly go down well because you're DJing for 5 hours. But I think ultimately you go off your experience of reading the crowd and reading the room, and then how you're working that.
Sure. So that would be like hype emceeing while dancing and music, right? There's not a lot of emotional connection. You're not announcing important things.
No.
And so this is going to help me actually tailor my MC. So I'm doing the at Pro Mobile DJ 2 seminars. One's on advanced mixing and that type of thing, but also about emceeing. And then I'm doing that private workshop for people that want to improve that. But knowing this helps me because are you not doing a lot of formalities? Because in my line of work here in America, a lot of the MC skills, the emotional connection is stuff before the dance floor happens. It's introducing people. Yeah. It's creating those moments with our hearts, with our words. Where is that not happening? Are you not?
It's only slowly starting to turn on.
I'd say like when we do our 5 hour dance set, we will not. Most DJs now will sort of introduce the bride and groom to the wedding cake for the cake cutting, and then introduce them as husband and wife for their first dance. That's probably about as emotional as most of us wedding DJs. If we're doing just the evening, that's probably the emotional connection, just that bit.
Are you doing wedding introductions like the wedding party, groomsmen, bridesmaids, parents?
Unless you're being booked, and whether or not the DJ themselves are booking a full day package, then yes, they would be doing that. But like I say to you, I think the cultural shift at this moment in time is starting to happen where that element of what the DJ can do, DJ/MC can do for the whole day, is only starting to get traction in the UK. It's always been previously you book a DJ for the end of the night, for the last 5 hours of the night.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Hearing that, I have a sense that there's an opportunity for you DJs over there if you can show that, wow, this is what I can do for the rest of the day. Here's the impact it'll have. My friends were just at this wedding. The person did this. It was such a better emotional connection. We got to the dance floor set, and it was so much better because we had a connection, and he was an entertainer. And now
100%.
DJs,
Yeah.
okay, and now you can double, triple your rates because you're providing value and you're setting yourself apart. So, okay,
So
this is
another
actually good.
reason for the people that are listening to this podcast in the UK is to go and book your tickets at Pro Mobile Conference. Get your
Yes.
tickets in early because you need to come and listen. And listen, we don't want to give everything that you're going to give away in your seminar right now.
No,
yes,
but
there
I
is
can give a
market for that.
little tease. So I can say then everything I'm going to talk about, and whenever I do seminars, that is I try to give make them very engaging, interactive, and make it so you get a lot of takeaways and a lot of easy to implement tips immediately. A lot of speakers, and I'm a big fan of speakers, I go to them all the time, they'll talk, but they fail to relate of why did I just tell you this and what does it mean to you? I'm very aware of that. So everything I say, every slide, every idea, every topic is going to have some sort of story or example, video, a reason why, a lesson per se, and then relate it back to say, this is why I told you this, and this is how you can take this and implement it into your business today, tomorrow, next year. So that's one thing. And if I was doing this, and I've done this very similar seminars in the US, we already understand like everything I just talked about that you aren't doing, we're doing that. So it's like, okay. But I think now in England, hearing this, it'll have such a bigger impact to you English DJs out there that want to be able to double, triple your rates, provide what the other DJs are not doing. And this is just like second nature to what I do. So explaining this, laying this out for you, giving you the roadmap here of, okay, this is how I can do the all day thing. This is how I can enhance it and actually be someone that is an entertainer, someone that is going to connect and know how and when. It's not just talking to talk, but how to really inspire and make an impact on people. Because a lot of DJs, they're not trained on the mic. They think if I just talk, then I'm a good MC. That's not true at all. Many people will not care about that. But if you learn how to use it correctly, you learn how to speak with emotion, you learn the technical aspects, you learn how to connect with people, that is where magic happens. That is where human connection happens. And then, of course, include the mixing, the advanced DJ part of the dance floor. And that is the well-rounded idea of the ideal mobile and club entertainer that then now can charge way more, that is now setting themselves apart from the competition, especially in your market. You just said it's like, it feels like it's untapped. Like, damn, I might move to England now and get into just kidding. But no, this is great.
I mean, you've like literally just branded exactly, what you're going to come in full steam ahead and try and deliver to the UK DJ when you come to the conference in March next year. So, but listen, we've accelerated to the Pro Mobile conference a lot quicker than I anticipated. I still want to learn about you, Chris, and we've already gotten on to the end part of like what you're going to talk about when you come over. But so
Sure.
let's rewind slightly. So, talk to me. What was your big break club wise? What did you have to do, or did you just stumble into it? And what was the point where you went, yeah, okay, I'm DJing. I love the feel of it, and I've now got into this club, and this is just immense.
Sure. I think the biggest game changer for me is when I started going to DJ conferences and shows. Listen up.
Nice.
If you haven't been there,
Nice.
this
tagging.
is 1,000,000% true, though. Absolute game changer. For a number of years, I was running my mobile DJ company and doing well, living a normal middle-class life. I was fun. But in like 2017, I went to my first mobile beat show in Las Vegas, which is now called Mobile Entertainment Expo, MEX, which I think you are going to, at least Matt, John, you're going to work on it. Yes. So this was an absolute game changer for a couple of reasons. First, yes, you have the education, the seminars, learning from people I didn't even know they existed, but seeing some of the most successful DJs and business owners in the country talk, actually from around the world, talk about things and learning business stuff. It was like, oh, this is fantastic. This is who I need to be inspired by and learn from to get to the next step. So instead of making 50K a year, I want to make 100K a year. I want to make 500K a year. Instead of me, I want to have 3 DJs under me. Then I want to have 10 DJs under me, right? All those things is how do you level up? How do you get to that point? Well, you need to learn from people that are doing it, that are going to pave the road for you and show you. So that was one of the biggest things, of course. But the most important thing is the connecting and the networking. And this goes for any DJ show, both on the business side and on the personal side. So personal, first of all, people that I've met in the last decade at DJ shows are some of the closest people in my life right now, my closest friends, because we relate. Just like if you were dating somebody, when you relate with somebody, you have similar interests, you have similar hobbies, you both smoke, or you both don't smoke, you both like this, or you both don't like that. It matters. And when you're surrounded by other passionate DJs that are hungry like you, that you can share because they're not in your market as well, you can share ideas because they're not your competition. It is exponentially valuable for what you can do. So that personal relationship, if I had a personal wedding tomorrow, my A-list, the first people that would definitely be there would be a lot of people that I met in the DJ world through these shows. So that's a big thing. But now also the networking part, and this is going to tie into your question. When you connect to those people, and all of a sudden, so many doors open up. Whether it's someone that has contracts at Disney World and they need DJs and they like what I did there, and now I'm DJing at Disney World, or a Comic-Con, someone I met there, or some club in Las Vegas. I've lived in New York pretty much my whole life. I'm in the process though right now of moving to Las Vegas and Los Angeles, and but I've been traveling around the last few years doing lots of adventures, lots of gigs all over, and a lot of this is because of people that I've met. And then one of the quotes that stuck with me back in college was, "It's not necessarily what you know, but who you know," especially in the DJ world. If you're a great DJ, but you're a person, or you're a bad business person, or you're too egotistical and you don't know how to talk to anyone, it doesn't matter how good of a DJ you are, you're just not going to get the opportunities that someone that's nice, someone that's humble, someone that knows how to network, someone that's respectful, someone that just doesn't take but gives back as well and genuinely cares. You have mediocre skills, but you're going to get way further. So that was something I really I think I'm just generally just a very friendly person that wants to fit in, wants to be liked, wants to feel belonging. So doing that, it was kind of natural for me to meet with people and to network, and that opened up doors. So after that first show, yes, that is that moment you said, like, I made it into a club. Now I've played at places like Disneyland, Disney World, done celebrity weddings. We were talking before we started airing about, so John, he's got the Darth Vader Star Wars thing on his wall, and I'm a huge nerd, and I love DJing Comic-Cons. One of the greatest things ever, that passionate nerd energy. But I've been on stage with Tom Hiddleston, who plays Loki in the Marvels movies, Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen from Star Wars, the Back to the Future cast, some pretty big names that I've got to DJ for, got to introduce, got to meet and be part of these things. A lot of that is because of, I can almost relate almost all of them back to the DJ show, of meeting someone there who then maybe I met someone there, or because I met someone at the show, I then was able to stream on Twitch during COVID, which then this guy who owns a Comic-Con show saw me on Twitch and hired me to come be on stage with celebrities. So like it all relates back to that, and just putting yourself out there, developing connections, networking, and especially at these shows now that have opened up a ton of opportunities in my life, DJ wise. So if you can get to these shows, don't hesitate. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And that's a good quote. And another quote I love too is, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, why should someone else? Let that sink in. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, why should someone else? You want someone to pay you $5,000 or 5,000 pounds or pounds, 10,000 pounds, whatever it is, to go do an event for you. Well, you got to invest in yourself to prove your value, to show that you're worthy of someone else investing big into you. So that's what I got on that.
Wow. Okay. That's some really big advice. You have totally hit the nail on the head in relation to networking, because the networking is still very, very key in this country. Pro mobile events help that. Definitely. We've seen that. That's how me and John met. We've been doing a podcast for a year, every week for a year. Week. It was our anniversary last week, and yes, thank you very much. But that's how me and John met. We met at a Pro Mobile event, and we hit it off, and we've been best of buddies. I've been giving him work, he's been giving me work. We do this every week. We network with everybody. Yeah, it's what it's all about. So I totally resonates exactly what you just said.
And thank you for doing that for our community. The DJ community around the world needs more of this. People like you, you're passionate, you're bringing people together, you're helping inspire. If you're listening to this in the car, you're watching this, hopefully you get some tidbits, hopefully you get inspired. And even like any sort of educational DJ thing, even if you don't get like a takeaway or an actionable, this is what I can do, at least that feeling of inspiration and being in the same room, that's another thing that when you go to these shows, even if every seminar isn't like a mind blowing, like, oh my God, I took so many notes on this. Sometimes it's just being around that energy and those conversations you have in the hallway or even in the bathroom, right? And who knows, like Matt and John, then you're friends, then you're doing a podcast. So yeah, thank you to you both. And anyone else out there, do more for our community like this.
Love that. Love that.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. That's John's catchphrase, and that's
Absolutely.
exactly.
You know, that was one of the lines I used to use back in the bar days. You know, I was talking about the different women every night of the week. Sharing is caring. It works sometimes. So
there's hope for me yet.
yeah, sharing is caring. Here we go.
Sharing is caring.
I wanna ask the question because it's quite clear in your bio, as well as doing the DJ stuff. You are a celebrity poker player. So, like, how you've introduced, and this I'm talking about, i.e., the self-promotion side of things now, because even when you're on the poker tables, on the TV, doing those events, you are there as DJ Chris Washburn.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Groovy, because that is a big part of my life too. And I know this is a DJ podcast, but yes, and as you just mentioned, I'm DJ Washburn in the poker world. And for those of you that may not know who I am, so I've always played poker. I started back in high school 20 plus years ago. But now, in the last few years, I've been playing on a lot of TV shows, a lot of high stakes cash games, made a lot of connections, playing on some pretty illustrious, some of the biggest in the world that I'm pretty well known now. And just to give you an idea, sense, I'm way more known in the poker world than the poker world than the DJ world. Now, the DJ world, I have much more genuine relationships and close connections. In the mobile DJ world, yes. But in the poker world, I have a lot more fans and by numbers. Yeah, I mean, I've been on shows that have had millions of views. The other day I was in the airport. I had a couple people come up to me. I get DMs every time I'm in a new city. Anytime I walk into a casino or a poker room around the country, people recognize me, know who I am. So there's that there. I also do a lot of TV personality stuff, media talent. So like reporter, sideline things, commentating, which I enjoy because that's part of like being a DJ and the entertaining aspect. I love that a lot, and that's something I'm continuing to do more, and hopefully parlay that into more TV opportunities outside of the poker world too, similar to like a Ryan Seacrest or something like that. So that's down the road, hopefully coming soon. But yeah, in terms of poker, I've always enjoyed it, loved it, and then when I started playing on shows, I quickly became like a fan favorite or an asset to the shows because of my personality, and it comes from being a DJ, being an entertainer, being very personable, being friendly, having fun at the table. Being playful with people and making it fun and entertaining to watch versus just, the stoic and poker face and I'm all serious and I'm just here to win. No. Trying to make it fun. And so that's kind of been a huge part of my career now. And I do go by DJ Washburn because I still say I'm a DJ first. And that's like my character, my persona, my brand. But poker has opened up a lot of doors to me DJ wise. People have hired me for their weddings because they saw me in the poker show and they see me as like this celebrity and person they look up to, and it'd be cool to do their wedding. And obviously when that supply and demand is like that, I can charge more money. My value goes way up. Oh, you want me to fly out to California? You want me to fly to Florida? Okay, well, boom, here it is. And if they see the value and they want you that bad, well, it can be very profitable. So that's been great. And I've connected with so many high influential people like in the poker world, like Phil Hellmuth, he's a friend now. I've done stuff with him. The last few weeks, I've been playing in a private game in a mansion of a very well-known NBA superstar. I don't want to say his name, but in his mansion in California with professional boxers, other professional athletes, very influential people that, again, I'm very thankful for because it's a connection. And actually this NBA player, he's in the process of building a nightclub in his house. I walked through he's got multiple buildings on this compound. It's a super max player, as in he's one of the top players in the NBA.
Yeah.
And that nightclub, and we were just joking around. He said he was going to he's friends with Martin Garrix, right? And Martin Garrix was going to come DJ the first party. Yeah, just, friends with Martin Garrix, whatever. Yeah. And was going to come DJ at his house and do that. And I asked if I could open. He said, sure. So like, will that happen? I don't know, but that'd be kind of cool. Yeah. DJing an opening set for Martin Garrix in an NBA player's house. Like, yeah, crazy. So opportunities like that and just connecting with people has been very key, very beneficial. And I enjoy it. I love it. human connection to me is very important. That's what feeds me. I need that every day when I wake up, is like good human connection, positive energy, living with a lot of gratitude, joy, and trying to be humble and just be grateful for all these opportunities I have. And that's in DJing, that's in poker, and it makes me better in both because business wise is because I am trying to connect, I am trying to inspire, and really, really have genuine, authentic relationships and interactions versus superficial, transactional type of, that type of thing. So, yeah, hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it totally makes sense, and it's something. It's sort of along the lines of what we talk about, having those connections with people, more so from a mental health perspective. Of, DJing is a lonely world. It can be a real lonely world. You're, especially from a mobile point of view, when you're out on your own, you're going to a gig, you're setting up, you're doing the gig, you're doing 5 hours, you're packing away, you're coming home. You may have not actually spoken to anybody for 7-8 hours, or very limited interaction with people. So we're very hot on that topic of mental health, and making sure that as DJs we reach out to each other, we talk to each other, we connect, and we have those conversations, and that's very much along those lines of having those connections with people and those
Yes.
contacts.
I love that, and I'm a huge, huge, huge supporter of mental health and people. That's a big thing that, so much of my life I spent suppressing my emotions. You grow up as a boy, as a guy, especially. I've always played sports, so in that locker room mentality, boys don't cry. We can't be vulnerable. We can't share our feelings. And it wasn't until later in my life where I was able to like get rid of that and start to embrace emotions and be vulnerable. Tying that back to DJing, is what you just said is very, very true. The divorce rates of DJs is higher than normal people. I'm actually going through a divorce right now, actually. And so I can relate firsthand. And that idea of loneliness, and that idea of it's a thing, because when we're out there on the dance floor, we're the man, we're the woman, we're the right? People love us. Compliments left and right. People are oohing and eyeing at everything we do. We've got them like by our fingertips, right? The emotions, whatever emotion we want them to feel, we're able to give them. It's such a high. It's such a boost of, similar to like what a drug would do to you. It's just such a stimulant. But when it's over, how do you deal with that? When you come down, you're packing by yourself. If you're having a divorce, if you're having relationship issues, are you going home by yourself and just feeling like, wow, the world sucks? Is it because when you experience that high, now you crave it all the time? This is something personally that I have dealt with and struggled with very much so. And it was an issue in my marriage that ultimately did not work out because we were in different spots, wanted different things, saw the world a little differently, that type of thing. But that was definitely a thing that for years we worked on, and I still work in therapy now, is being being DJ Washburn, having fans in the airport come up and say hi to me. But then at night when I'm lying by myself, like, what is that feeling? What is that actual loneliness? And so that's a real thing. And I guess by sharing that, the message I want to convey there is especially with men, DJ world is mostly males, is have someone. Don't feel like you have to keep that in. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to share emotions. I highly recommend people get a therapist. Just because you go to therapy doesn't mean that you have an issue or you need to be fixed. It's the same reason you go to the gym for your physical body, to keep you in physical good shape. It doesn't mean that you have an ailment or you're not in good shape. No, you're trying to prime it. It's the same thing. That's what therapy does for your mind, for your heart, for your emotions. So highly do that. Or just and I should say, have friends that you can talk to, that you can say, hey, damn it, I'm feeling down right now. Can I call you on my way home from this event? Or that type of thing. And just find some support. Find that, because that is extremely, extremely important. Divorce rates. Yeah. So please, please, if you're feeling that way, reach out to someone. If you don't even know where to start, like, message me if you're watching this and you want help. I'd be more than happy to help, or help point you in the direction, help find something. So yeah, very important. I definitely want to support that mental health side of things, because it can be treacherous if you get there. So
It's tough. It's tough. I've made it clear that I've been there previously. And yeah, I go for ups and downs, and I know everyone else does, but we make it perfectly clear on this podcast that our phones are always on, and we pretty much, in the UK, we will probably all work till midnight, from a mobile DJ perspective, and then we're out the door in our vehicles heading home. And we should be calling when we're driving an hour, 2 hours away from a gig, and just offload.
That is very true. And finding the right balance too, the life and work balance is very, very key. You have so many people that want to be successful, they want to make the money, but they're miserable, and then they're going to regret it. And right, most of our gigs are on the weekends, and if you have kids, you have a family, most kid events, sporting games, concerts are on the weekends. You have to make sure you have that balance. And there's so many great DJs that I've learned from that talk about that. And whether it's scheduling out time, and you know what, at 5 o'clock, my phone is going off. I don't care who you are. I will see you in the morning because I'm going to my kids' recital. I'm going to spend time with them. Or, hey, I'm taking 1 weekend or 2 weekends off every single month so I can be there for my kids, because in a few years, they're going to be out of the house and I'll never get this opportunity again. Or with your partner. So that's the other thing. You want to talk about logistical planning, and really setting that balance is very, very important, very key for longevity and just genuine happiness, and where you don't get burnt out too.
100%. So, Chris, what have you? So you've sort of got in your mind what you're sort of going to be coming to the UK and delivering in March. Is there any other gems that you'd like to drop, just to give people a little bit of an appetite of what you may be bringing over?
So we discussed it a little bit a few minutes ago when I was talking about going there, but scheduled right now, and you can see it on the website with descriptions, the Pro Mobile DJ website. I am doing 2 seminars, one Sunday, one Monday, and then a private workshop that's limited to, I believe, 10 people on Tuesday, which will last all through the morning and the afternoon. The 2 seminars I'm doing, first one is about advanced technical skills with transitions and more of the actual DJing dance music part of it. And I did a similar one to MEX, where the people from the Pro Mobile DJ group saw it and were really impressed. That's why they reached out to me, where I talked a lot about tone plays and word plays. And that's very advanced when figuring out ways versus just instead of playing song after song, which when it comes to DJing dance floors, the most important thing, and I say this, is the song selection. That's your most important thing. Whether you do no transitions, whether you just play song selection is key. It's just like the food at a restaurant, most important thing. Now, the next level to that is, well, how am I going to take people on a journey? How am I going to get them to turn their heads in a good way? How can I do things that's going to set me apart versus just playing song after song? Whether it's quick mixing, whether it's using intros, whether it's using blends, acapellas. That's the next step, using different effects, using loops. And then you get into word plays, tone plays, how to do creative things that are like people like, I see what you did there. That's very creative. And do it in a way that's going to enhance your value. That is what club DJs do. That's what a lot of mobile DJs are doing now to help set yourself apart. We talked about Jack Christian, a good friend of mine, business partner from the UK. He blew up on social media because of his creative transitions and what he was doing, and probably because of his mustache is pretty cool. But besides that, all those clips he does of going this song into this song and look at the reaction here. I'll be talking about that. So definitely about how to elevate. I think that will be perfect for the person that already knows how to beat match and how to get from song to song smoothly without being a train wreck. It's okay, well, now what's the next level? How do I get to where I'm doing really cool stuff that is going to turn heads in a good way? Second, then we've got the MC workshop, which we talked about, where I feel like this I think is going to be super valuable because there's such an opportunity right now for the English DJs to add that element of being an MC, of adding the full day wedding package. So you use it to enhance those moments, especially if you're just doing the dance floor set. If you're a good MC, you can enhance that to the next level and help set yourself apart even more. And there's a reason why every award show has a host. Every talk show has a host, right? They just don't go into it and put a thing on the graphic. No, because it creates structure, it creates organization, and it gives the opportunity to give better interaction with the audience, better engagement, and create more memories. It's a scientific fact. Every human memory is tied to an emotion. If you want to create more memories, you create more emotion, or you enhance and build upon the emotion that's already there. As an entertainer, as an MC, we do this with our voice, with our words. So it's not about just talking to talk, and you got to be succinct. You got to be very precise. Oftentimes, less is more. And these are all tips I'm starting to get in. It's not necessarily what you say, but how you say it. That's a Marbecca. I'm a Mark Farrell, Rebecca Farrell. I know he's done stuff in the UK before. Alan Marshall, UK DJ, very close. He's done lots of Marbecca. I was a Marbecca student. I've learned a ton from him. I will certainly give my praise and respects and reference things I've learned from Marbecca that now I can now translate and pass along. But yes, one of his quotes is not necessarily what you say, but how you say it. 100% true. So discussing about how we can then be an MC, both on the emotional side, the overall mindset of it, but then also the technical thing. How do you hold the microphone? Why does it matter if your arm is doing this when you're talking? Or what's the difference between standing behind the booth or being out on the floor? Are you pacing? Why does that make a difference? Are you pausing in between certain sentences? And are you doing it for a reason? Because if you pause, lean in, it creates drama, it creates tension. People are like, oh, what's coming next? Versus you got to give them time to process what you just said, which means pausing. A lot of DJs, they think silence in a room is a bad thing, but if you use it to your advantage and use it as a weapon, it's amazing because that helps with what you're about to say. It helps with the emotion. So those are just a few things that will be a preview part of it. And then if you come to the workshop and I think it's 249 pounds, I believe, is on the workshop. Then that's going to be a more interactive thing where it's not just me on stage telling you things. It's like, okay, you're going to get up on and get to perform. You're going to get critiqued. I can give you feedback. I can show, we can go more in depth. You want to talk about this and go more back and forth, have more of a conversation. So that's like a next level advanced workshop. So those, that's where you can really make a lot of strides and make a lot of improvements, because it's not just listening to someone and going back and watching or looking at your notes later. So that's the goal. 3 days worth. I will certainly be in Europe, or in England and Europe longer than that. I plan to get there early since I've never been before. I plan to parlay a trip and go see as much as I can. So I don't know. Maybe I'll be there for a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. We'll see. So point is, hopefully I'll get to interact with some of you. And at these shows, it's like having lunch with someone, a conversation in the hallway. Those are important to me. Maybe we'll go grab a Guinness, grab a beer. I'm a big Guinness. I like Guinness. I don't drink a ton anymore, but I do like Guinness.
Okay.
I know that's not English, but it's in
close.
that continent.
It's close to.
It's close, but I will try English culture stuff. So
All right.
whatever it is, so. Yeah,
I think from a Pro Mobile conference point of view, I think it's going to be a real jam-packed event. Speaking to the organisers and the guys at Pro Mobile, it's definitely a big one. It's going to be a big one, and I think everything that you have mentioned in relation to what you're bringing as guest speaker sounds amazing. And I think you are mad in the UK, or even people in Europe that want to just jump on a plane and come over for the Pro Mobile conference. You are mad to miss out on this opportunity to meet Chris and listen to him, even for the last 45 minutes during this little chat. And I say little, I'm going to say it now. We're going to invite you back in the new year before you come over, if you've got the time to do it, because I think there's still plenty more for us to discuss with you.
We've only just scratched the surface here.
Yeah, would absolutely love that. This is fantastic. I love your energy. I love what you're doing. I love supporting the DJ community. So we'd love to be back. There's so much more we can talk about too. And yeah, I hope the mobile conference takes clips from this to show as a preview, because I think what we said here was a really good introduction and a next step beyond what was just posted on the website and social media so far.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely tag everybody in relation to it. But I think from the conference point of view, I think it is definitely one not to be missed in March 2026. I think it's going to be. I think you're even in the conversation that we've had here at the start of this chat was. I think we've given you some pointers to go, actually, I need to change my tact in relation to what I'm going to be discussing. But knowing that and hearing that now, that's going to help potentially you, because there's nothing worse than you putting something together and coming over and it completely misses the mark in relation to what we do here in the UK. So, but I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. Yeah,
thank you for that. It's definitely helped. I'm going to do more research about your customs, your culture, what you're doing. But this is definitely me. I'm actually more excited now because there's such opportunities for you DJs in England to find way more success and more money. Like, this is great. I love it. So can't wait for that. By the way, what do you say more, UK or England? Great Britain. What's the breakdown of that?
Well, we got people all over the UK that listen. So England is
no, I'm sorry. Like, you personally, do you say, like, I live in America, I live in the United States, do you call it UK, do you call it England, do you call it Great Britain?
I say UK.
I say UK.
Only
Why
'cause
is
I
that?
travel around it a lot.
It's because I'm too lazy to say Great Britain.
There you go.
UK.
Well,
letters.
what about England?
Yeah, but that's only one small country, part of the United Kingdom.
So you've
Okay,
got
so
Scotland and Wales as well. You see.
You've got Scotland, Wales, and Ireland. So that's
Okay.
that's all part of that.
And then what's the difference between UK and Great Britain?
Nothing really.
Nothing.
It's the same. Great Britain, United Kingdom, it's the same.
Great Britain. So UK is probably the most accurate, best
I
term.
say UK. Like my mum lives in Florida, right? So and all of her friends they go, "Oh, you're a Brit. You're a Brit." They never say you're from the UK. I'm always the one going, I'm from the UK. They're the ones going, the Brit, you're the Brit, so it's just, it is what anyway, we've gone right off rails with this conversation.
Love it. All right, let's wrap it up then, but this was great. Thank you.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Chris, it's been an absolute pleasure meeting you. Yeah. Firstly, let's get you on before you come over and deliver your speeches and your what's the word I'm looking for? Your
content, education, inspiration, all of it.
You're all of that. Let's get you on before March. But I'll see you in February when I come over to Vegas anyway. But thanks for joining us. This will definitely not be the last time we see DJ Chris Washburn on the Groove Junction going forward. Thanks for your time, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. You guys rock. Keep it coming.
We will speak to you again soon. Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
So there you go. What an interview.
Wow.
DJ.
It was. And you know what? Yeah, Mr. Washburn. And I do think as well that he's actually pulled out some stuff that he can actually use in Solihull from what we've said. It's like literally at the start, he didn't realise certain bits. So I think we helped him.
I think we've helped shape what he may talk about when he comes over, but I think he'd already got a good plan in mind. It's interesting to hear people's backstories, especially people that are in different parts of the world. We've got a very good covering of people that have listened to the podcast, as you mentioned in your quiz to me last week.
Yes,
John,
I did.
3 countries that listen to the podcast. But yes, it's always interesting to hear people's stories and how they've developed. And what I also like is the fact that he's using his DJ brand in other areas, obviously the poker side of things and having that persona, and he's carried that whole through, and he's gaining work from the TV coverage that he gets on the poker scene, and he's using that within the DJ industry. So yeah, really interesting. And listen, he's coming over in March 2026 for the Pro Mobile Conference. In our bio descriptions of this episode is the details for the Pro Mobile Conference up in Solihull in the West Midlands in March. Go and check that out. Go and get your tickets. It's going to be, it's going to be a great event. I've got a feeling that this event is going to smash it out of the park. So yeah, you really need to get on board with that. It's one not to be missed, I would say. And we'll speak to him when he comes over.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, I'll probably speak to him before when I go to Vegas. Have I mentioned that?
Yeah, you mentioned it mentioned it once. Yeah. I'm not going to Vegas.
Oh dear.
No.
That was good. I loved it. Really good interview. So,
enjoyed that.
Right, John.
Yes.
What have you got coming up, sir?
So I have got a family do on Saturday for my cousin's 18th birthday in his garden.
Nice. Garden party.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a police officer, or he's a young police cadet, I think.
Right.
And he really wanted to have an 18th birthday. But I don't know. They just said, like, would you come and do it? And at first I said, no, not really. I don't really want to do it because it's only a little garden. Yeah, it's smaller than your garden. I was kind of like, no, I don't really want to do it.
Smaller than my garden?
Smaller than your garden, yeah. It's like about the size of your patio.
Oh, right.
It's really small, and I didn't want to do it at the start. And then I just started getting loads of like phone calls from like family telling me like, you know, it's his 18th. Da, 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 da. So I was like, in the end, I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll have
You've
no
done the
choice,
right
really.
thing.
Yeah, we'll see.
When's that?
Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Right.
What about yourself? What are you up to?
Canterbury Cathedral, mate.
That's right. Yes. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking
All
forward to
good.
that. I've only got a week to go, and then I'll go away.
Flying on a jet plane, off on his holes.
Yeah, my first holiday.
Nice.
I think it's my only one. Oh no, that's a lie. Actually, I went away a couple of weeks ago, didn't I?
There you go. You don't, listen, I can go back to the recordings and make out when you were here and when you weren't here.
Yeah.
Easily done.
Don't do that because like you'll know that 13 is their number.
Yeah. It's never the number. Anyway, on that note, listen, thanks everyone for listening and dropping in to the Groove Junction, supported by Wolf Mix. My name's DJ Matty F. His name is DJ John Colley, and we are the Groove Junction, the DJ's podcast, talking all things DJ world. So crack it on, find us, tell a friend.
Crack it on and crank it up.
Crack it on and crank it up. Yeah. Oh, I sound like right on. Bunch of radio DJs. Crank it up.
Crank it up.
All good stuff, man. I'll see you same time, same place next week then.
I'll do that as well. And till then, my friend, be safe, be lucky.